At Cerapedics, surgeon skill meets leading-edge innovation in every patient's bone healing journey. We aim to simplify bone grafting choices with our evidence-based, scientifically validated spinal biologic, iFactor, the only spinal bone graft powered by P-15 osteogenic cell-binding peptide. Cerapedics has a long-standing scientific commitment to bone healing and restoration, and P-15 peptide has a long track record with over 20 years of clinical use. iFactor is considered a drug-device combination product because the P-15 peptide is the active component responsible for the osteogenic cellular attachment activity. P-15 is bound to calcium phosphate, which acts as a scaffold. Together, they make the Class 3 drug-device combination iFactor. Class 3 devices, like iFactor, have the most rigorous pathway to market, typically requiring Level 1 human clinical evidence demonstrating safety and efficacy. Class 3 FDA designation is important because the rigor of evidence requirements differ by FDA regulatory pathway for Class 3, Class 2, and human cell and tissue products, or HCTP's bone graft products. Of more than 350 spinal bone graft products on the market, iFactor is one of just 2 Class 3 FDA approved and is the only product indicated for single-level anterior cervical dissectomy and fusion, or ACDF. Cerapedics helps to empower surgeons to navigate through the complexity of more than 350 spinal bone graft products by facilitating evidence-based decision-making. Only a few spinal bone grafts on the market are supported by published Level 1 human clinical data like iFactor. ISASS, the largest international spine society, published category guidance on bone grafts. iFactor is in a unique category in the ISASS recommendation guidelines as one of only 2 Class 3 spinal bone grafts that are FDA approved with a pre-market approval, or PMA, based on Level 1 human clinical trials, and is the only product indicated in single-level ACDF. The ISASS guidelines mention that currently there are 2 drug-device combination products with spinal indications, iFactor and Infuse, approved via FDA's PMA process based on Level 1 clinical trials, showing them to be safe and effective as autograft replacements. iFactor sets itself apart with Level 1 data from an Investigational Device Exemption, or IDE, human clinical study, which included 319 patients. The 1-year study was published in Spine, while the 2- and 6-year follow-up studies were published in Neurosurgery, both journals being high-impact peer-reviewed journals. High-risk patients were included in the Level 1 IDE study. Clinical trials commonly exclude high-risk patients, such as smokers and diabetics. The iFactor Level 1 ACDF IDE human clinical trial patient population included 28.5% high-risk patients that were smokers and/or diabetics, and iFactor demonstrated a 97.3% fusion rate at 2 years. The iFactor Level 1 IDE ACDF clinical study had 4 primary endpoint outcomes. Overall success is defined as all 4 endpoints being met, including fusion, function, or NDI, neurological, and safety. Despite a non-inferiority FDA study design protocol, iFactor had proven statistical superiority versus local autograft in overall success at 1 and 2 years. iFactor is the only spinal bone graft on the market that can make this claim. With iFactor, say yes to high spinal fusion rates without compromising safety. Strong spine fusion rates and solid safety are together at last. iFactor was demonstrated to be as safe as local autograft at 1, 2, and 6 years in the single-level ACDF FDA IDE study. iFactor's key strength is its innovative P-15 peptide's mechanism of action. iFactor is the first and only spinal bone graft powered by P-15 osteogenic cell-binding peptide, which is a chain of 15 amino acids, a peptide, not a protein. Cerapedics selected P-15 peptide to be the active ingredient and essential drug component of iFactor based on the significant discovery that P-15 is a critical cell-binding domain for bone-forming cells. The P-15 peptide, the drug component of iFactor, is pharmaceutically manufactured and bound to calcium phosphate delivery particles, the device component of iFactor, which provides an abundance of osteogenic cellular attachment sites for new bone formation. But how does P-15 accomplish this? Harnessing the remarkable nature of P-15 peptide creates a distinctive cyclical mechanism of action for iFactor that attaches and activates osteogenic cells to accelerate osteogenesis and bone healing. P-15 peptide has a proven mechanism of action not found with any other category of bone graft materials. These time-lapse sequences of osteoblast cells migrating across a P-15-coated substrate illustrates haptotaxis. iFactor has excellent product handling advantages. iFactor is ready to use off the shelf without the need for thawing. It doesn't have to be tracked since it is not a human cell tissue-based product. It has a 3-year shelf life and is easily visualized on X-ray and is available in 3 sizes: 1 cc, 2.5 cc's, and 5 cc's. In summary, iFactor has 6 degrees of differentiation. See the difference with iFactor, which offers the safety and efficacy you require, backed by the evidence you demand, to help your patients live their healthiest lives. Scan the QR codes to delve deeper into the iFactor clinical science and experience the bone-healing precision of iFactor peptide-enhanced bone graft for yourself. Cerapedics is passionate about repairing bones and healing lives. Together, let's reshape the standards for bone healing, promoting vitality for healthier lives.